Hey church, Pastor Dan here. So good to see you. Want to have a look at the Word with you and find some ways to inspire ourselves a little bit about what Christ's ministry was back when he was roaming the earth and showing us how to live. We're going to start off right here in chapter 2 of the book of John. This is his very first miracle. He's at a wedding and they run out of wine. And his mom says that he can help and send some people to come to him to seek some help. And here's what he says. Now there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. When the master of the feast tasted the water, which had now become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast came to the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves a good wine first, and people have become drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This is the first of his signs Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. So a lot of cool things happening here in this miracle, but I think it's kind of his kickoff miracle because there's something kind of symbolic going on here that you could maybe read through it and not recognize. It says that these stone jars, he says we'll go grab 6 of them, and they hold, as it says here, they held about 20 to 30 gallons apiece. So this is a lot of wine he's making. But the purpose of them was his Jewish purification rite. It's at a wedding. Now, back then, as in today, people don't go to a wedding in a mess. In fact, you show up ready for the wedding. They're already cleaned up. They're already all put together on the outside. But this rite was simply an external rite that they would wash their hands down to the elbows and show that they were ready for being part of a party and eating together. Jesus takes this external purification rite and makes it about something internal. Because the water was for the hands on the outside, but wine works on the inside. It brings a sense of joy and celebration to the party. And that, I think, is a lot of what's transitioned between this march from the Old Testament to the New Testament, is that the Jews of their day had the law and had the things externally that they had to do, but they had to catch the change happens on the inside. And that's what Christ brought to the table. He brings us the wine of celebration. He brings us the party. He brings us the reason for joy and gratitude, thanksgiving, and sincerity that comes from the inside and then works its way out. So we can see this really cool picture that when you feel kind of wrapped up in things that are external, things on the outside, how things appear, but your heart isn't in it, recognize that you might be doing some of those 6 stone water jugs worth of work where you're already cleaned up, but you want to show something on the outside, how you're washing your hands. Where Christ has for you to put something inside of you that brings joy, that changes you from the inside out, and brings you to his party. I'm not saying Christianity is all a party. I'm saying there's work involved and all kinds of suffering and things back and forth. But joy is part of it, and it is essential. And I think there's a beautiful picture of that in his very first miracle. Hope that encourages you today with whatever you're facing. God bless. We'll see you soon.